The article was titled "Expect a Warmer Spring, NOAA Says." It was written by Jennifer Gray and Emma Shapiro, and it was found on the CNN website. The article basically went over the weather outlooks given by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Climate Prediction Center. It went over the spring outlook, which was for the months of April, May, and June. This outlook stated that weather for these months will be warmer than average. These predictions, however, are not always accurate. The NOAA predicted below average precipitation in the southern half of America for the winter outlook. However, this prediction wasn't true for Southern California. Southern California experienced winter storms and record rainfall, which resulted in major landslides and flooding for the state. The article continued to state that such unpredicted and unusual weather was occurring all across the nation. For example, there was no snow in Chicago during January and February months. This broke an unprecedented streak of 146 years of record keeping. Also, Louisiana and Texas had their warmest winter on record. And east of the Rockies, thousands of records were broken, but then 2 weeks later, there was freezing that occurred in those states. This article ties into the overarching environmental problem of global warming. Between 1800 and 2012, the Earth's temperature has increased 0.85 degrees Celsius. This shows that global warming exists. Global warming is caused by the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is caused by greenhouse gases on Earth absorbing energy from the sun. More heat is trapped in the atmosphere as a result of this, because this energy is released very slowly from these gases. This slows the overall release of energy from the Earth's atmosphere and results in the increase of temperature in Earth's atmosphere. The most abundant greenhouse gases found on Earth in 2015 were carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. All of these gases can be linked to behaviors of man. For example, 60% of carbon dioxide emissions found in Earth's atmosphere are the result of human activity and mainly occur due to fossil fuel combustion and cement production. 60% of methane emissions are also linked to human activity. 21% of these emissions are a result of fossil fuel extractions. Biomass burning, landfills, and waste are also sources, however. Although only 40% of nitrogen emissions are due to human activity, the increase seen in emissions is associated with nitrogen-based fertilizer use, which is extremely popular.
A cycle is seen that results from the consequences of human behavior. Environmental changes are incurred, which leads to consequences in human health. Global warming consequences lead to above average and record-breaking temperatures. This directly affects human health by causing injuries and loss of life from incidences such as heat strokes and heart failures. Not only does it affect human health, but the environment as well. It causes glaciers to melt, therefore increasing sea levels, which then result in additional consequences such as death from flooding and loss of crops and fertile soil. So, why is this important? Human actions are the main contributors to the greenhouse gas effect. The greenhouse gas effect then causes global warming. Global warming is then the cause for extreme weather trends. These weather changes result in loss of human life and cause even more environmental ruin when trying to resolve such issues. The three main examples we will be discussing are rising sea levels, reduced food security, and the 2011 Texas drought. In regard to rising sea levels, coastal cities such as New York are already seeing an increased number of flooding events. And by 2050, many such cities may require seawalls to survive. Estimates vary, but conservatively, sea levels are expected to rise 1 to 4 feet, enough to flood many small Pacific Island states, famous beach resorts such as Hilton Head, and coastal cities such as Boston. This shows the connection global warming has to
Created using Powtoon.